Welcome back, trainers, and this time we're going to be duoing Latios. Now, this was, to say the least, kind of a headache. Now, we have 907 Filling Kids. This is who I did it with here, and then we're going to take a look at another one with Scarlet Witch after this and see the results on that. Now, I'm telling you, his team is going to be to the right, mine is to the left. Now, I'm slacking a little bit when it comes to this. Like, I could have powered up my 2708 Dragonite, or I could have powered up my 2100 Dragontail Outrage Dragonite. See, I'm being stingy right now, and the only problem with that is I'm changing my move too. Do you see how many charge moves it's taking me? Look at how outrageous this is. Oh, finally got it after like 6 or 7. That's insane. And then I'm going to power it up. It's just I have a hard time powering up Pokemon, like 4 of them, the same one. The only one I didn't really have too much of a problem with was Machamp, but Dragonite is also great, but I have such a hard time investing in so many of these Pokemon just to do, this thing, which it is amazing, and Dragonite's going to be a very valuable Pokemon in the future as well. It's so tanky. It's just, I was being, I guess you can say, stingy with my Stardust. I finally invested rare candies. The shot you're seeing of my Pokemon, my Latios or my Rayquaza is slightly more powered up. I powered it up 2 times, and then my Ryu, I also powered that up an extra time. So they're not that actual CP. You'll be able to see what CP they are when we go in here. This took us 2 tries. The first time we were barely down. This is the second time. We're just going to see the success one here. But I'm telling you, it was, it was fun, right? And this windy weather is just extremely rare here. You're sitting on edge like, oh, is it going to change after this hour? Are we going to be able to do it? And it's just like, it kept on staying hour after hour, because that's when the weather will change. That's when it goes into another, I guess, weather pattern, if it decides so. Say if it's windy, and then it's 12:59, and then 1 o'clock hits, and then it all of a sudden becomes partly cloudy because, I guess, the wind died down or whatever in the weather station or whatever they have going on, all right? But with all that said, I mean, it was great. It was good. I invested so much Stardust, guys. I know it wasn't like that much, but I also just dropped the 10,000 power up 2 times on my Rayquaza, and then the other one, the Ryu, then powering up my Dragonite. And I've powered up that 100 already. I've invested the Stardust. I topped off both my other ones, and that's why I was just having a hard time dumping more dust into the next one. I was like, hey, come on. So the 2708 is doing 32.8 damage per second. So it's, wait, no, 35? I think it's 35 or 32, but it's not. I think that's what put me behind here. And if it don't sound too excited, well, I am happy. I am. But the thing is, me and Scarlet have been waiting to do this for a very long time. And we were unable to do it, and it's so discouraging because at one point we had it. Like we went in the first time, we got it down to literally nothing, which we'll take a look at, and then we're going to take a look at what happened when it was all perfect. The random number for the solar beam, getting off enough outrages, it was all flowing perfect. But then Niantic did some sort of kill switch. Obviously they didn't hit a kill switch, all right? That's being ridiculous. But I'm just being, upset here because it froze. My game just straight up froze when we were in the heat of possibly doing it. The only problem is, people don't have the time to just sit there all day and keep going to the next one or looking for more. Not to mention this wind is very rare. What I'm trying to say is people were on lunch. We had to speed this up. We had a minimal amount of time. We timed everything perfect, and the game froze. I mean, it's really discouraging. I feel like I let her down, but it's all right. It is what it is, and we just got to move on. So down to my last Pokemon. I didn't want to let it faint because it's just like I feel it wasn't doing much damage. So I just back out, revive these Pokemon, and then we hop right back in to continue the job. And what I did with my party Pokemon, Phil recommended this to me, is that I delete my other parties, so that one is just right there immediately. I just tap once over and it's there, because obviously you're going to need every second you can get, right? And like I said, yes, my last Dragonite is slacking. It is slacking, but I don't know, we were still able to do it. And yeah, that's that. But with that said, it was quite a challenge, I'll tell you what. It was, I had my adrenaline rushing. I didn't think we were going to be able to do it. And I was thinking to myself, okay, if this is the way it's going to be, I have a 100 Dragonite, Dragon Tail, and Outrage, only 2000 CP, and I was going to power it up until its breaking point of like around 3200 CP around there. So I was about to make the investment once again into another Dragonite. See, and I've powered up really bad ones. None of these here. These are all fine. Knight is the lowest one. It's like a 75%, but it has good attack, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, it has Dragon Breath, so it's charging up that Outrage fairly quick. But yeah, so I was prepared to make another investment into another Dragonite. It's just like, it kills me, guys. You know that. I've been trying to save up this Stardust, and all of a sudden I'm just spending it all on Dragonites. But yeah, so look at the time here. We're looking fairly good. And you're going to see the damage bonus. Who's going to get that damage bonus? You might be able to guess who will get that just by looking at the teams here. All right, 5 seconds left, and we did it. Amazing. And he made the point that even if it cut us off at 4 seconds, we still would have been able to finish that off there. So nice, Phil. Thank you. Appreciate it. Amazing work. And there you go. He had it. He had the damage bonus. Did you see that? All right. So at this point, I was trying to get to an EX raid. And yes, it was weather boosted and all that stuff. But I mean, it's not a great attacker. You're better off using Dragonite Rayquaza. So anyways, I'm going to invest. When I seen he did more damage, I was like, wow, yeah, I need to pump up my Pokemon here and invest a little bit more just so I can get that much more damage off. But powering up that 10,000 mark, it's so much Stardust for so little in return. It really is. You're getting pretty much, barely any add-on for damage. So I'm still making that investment because I was preparing myself for doing the next one with Scarlet Witch. And she has a fantastic team, as you will see here in just a moment. A lot of Rayquazas powered up. It's like pretty crazy. So making the last bit of investments in my Dragonite here, just because it's 100, and I figured, that's fine, right? 100 Dragonite, the investment is well worth it. Okay, so who knows how much longer they're going to be valuable for? I would assume for quite some time now. All right, on to the next one, and we could take a look at her team. She has a 100 Rayquaza there, a 98 Rayquaza, another 98, another 98, and then a Dragonite 98, and an 84. All right, all 15 attack. And there you go. That is my actual team now that are powered up. And we're going to see what we can do here, shall we? So she has more than enough power here to bring it on. But, like I said, the game froze. I had a feeling we would have been able to do that. It was just going so buttery. But, yeah, you know what it is. And, of course, the timer was, almost out. And all this stuff. So I'm not trying to make excuses or anything. I'm just trying to lay it out for you. I'm genuinely disappointed. Not in her, or I'm disappointed in myself, to be honest with you. I wish we would have been able to do this. We're so highly competitive. I just wanted to get it, but hey, you have to take it like it is, right? You learn from your failures, but at the same time, when it comes from the server and errors within the game and nothing that you did technically to become a failure, but more so the game holding you back, that's when I get completely discouraged and just want to walk away from the game for a few days and put it down and just say, okay, I've invested how much, and this game still does this kind of thing? Yeah. So we're doing our thing here. It's looking great. And even the moveset was the ideal moveset. Zen Headbutt and Solar Beam on both of them. So, I mean, it couldn't get any better than this. But anyway. Alrighty, folks. With that said, let's go ahead and check out the rest of these and see how it plays out, shall we? Okay, now we get to take a look at the part where it froze, where I thought personally everything was going smooth. So I was able to get off a ton of outrages here, and then you'll see what happens here in just a moment. I really don't know, like it literally happened right when I tapped the outrage button on my Dragonite, so it should happen any second here, and I'm feeling like really confident, and then bam, it freezes. And there's no coming back. You have to restart. You need every single second. So I had to tell it to restart, and this is after the fact that happened. So, trainers. Yes, it was. We did it with the two of us the first time, but I wanted to do it again. It's not the pass. It's not the raid pass. That's my fault. Whatever. I don't care about the raid pass. The vestment. That is part of it. I don't really care too much. It's just the fact that I just didn't want to let her down, and this is what happened. So, yep, sometimes you have to get defeated. Sometimes you have to learn like that. Anyways, trainers, Enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll be catching you next time. Take care.